Well, hello people. Welcome to County Laois here. I'm just leaving Stradbally for a place called Timahoe Round Tower. So stay tuned, my friends. You are all very welcome to join me, okay? Stay tuned. Right people, welcome to Timahoe here. My first time in Timahoe. Right, I'm just coming down here really to see this round tower. This is another lovely picturesque village, my friends. Stay tuned and we'll have a look at this tower, okay? Right people, look at this lovely green here in Timahoe village. Look, they've got a bandstand. See all the flags around it now. This is all in preparation now for St. Patrick's Day. As I said, you won't see the Irish flags up in most towns and villages throughout the year. Only on special occasions like St. Patrick's Day or whatever, right? Look at this very impressive round tower, my friends, and church as well. This is beautiful. Look at this. Wow. Wow, I'm just looking at other stuff that's around the area. There's the Steam Museum in Stradbally, I've been there, that was closed. Abbeyleix Heritage House, haven't been there. Grand Canal and River Barrow Barge Tours, right. Haywood Gardens, Carrigdon Mask, Rocket, I've been there, right. Sensory Garden, Dove House, Emo Court and Park, haven't been there. So look, the Shackleton Museum, oh my God, wow. The Irish National Stud and Gardens, I've been there. Brownsville Dolmen, number 10. Right, so I'm here. So look, all in close proximity, places of interest, my friends, right? This here is, oh, I'm raging I didn't bring my camera with me. This is just, oh, the condition of this round tower, my God. Look at the church here, my friends. Look at this is fantastic. Look at the river running through. Isn't that really idyllic now? Picturesque. Wildlife at Timahoe. Notable for its medieval remains, natural history has an important place among the cultural history of Timahoe monastic site. The Timahoe River acts as the eastern boundary to the site and is an important part of Timahoe's natural environment. Timahoe Church and Round Tower. This monastery was founded by Saint Mochua, is it? Maclonane, that's an Irish word obviously, in the early 7th century. Wow. There are some early historical references to the site. A church was burned here in 919, while there was a molar in the doorway of another church in 1069. The present fragmentary church has an inserted 15th century chancel arch, now blocked up, leading to the site of the altar. It was substantially converted into a castle in the 17th century with the building of a tower. The Round Tower was built in the mid-12th century and is one of the very finest in Ireland. The cap was rebuilt in the 19th century, but the tower is otherwise in its original condition. Its doorway, which is high off ground level and faced the doorway of the church, is elaborately decorated in the Romanesque style. It has 4 orders, rows of decoration receding into the doorway, 2 inside and 2 outside, separated by a narrow vaulted lobby. The capitals, the heads of the pillars of the doorway, are carved with human heads with intertwining hair. People, this I think is the best round tower that I've seen here in Ireland so far. I'm very, very impressed with it. Isn't the church lovely, isn't it? Gorgeous. Oh, this is just beautiful. I have to say, I'm seriously impressed. It's gorgeous. And look, they must have at night time, look, they have light. Imagine being here in the evening time and this lovely round tower all lit up. Would it just the bee's knees, wouldn't it? It'd be gorgeous. Another lovely village, I have to say, lovely. I think you can go in here and visit. Go and have a look. I'm very odd, my friends. I'm very, very odd. Look at the doors in the class, look. Look at this. Sorry, what was his name again?
Saint Mochua.
Saint
Mochua.
Mochua.
And so in other words, Timahoe is called Mochua.
Oh.
Mochua.
Oh, okay.
It's after him.
Right. Okay, people, just talking to a lovely woman there, and you see the monks here, right? So, yeah. See this, when Saint Mochua knelt to pray each morning at the break of the day, there always was about the house a rooster, fly and little mouse, 3 willing slaves to serve him well and share his solitary cell. The rooster every morn would crow and wake him for matin stow. When he slept too sound to hear, the mouse came forth and nipped his ear. And though he never had a clock, the mouse would call him on the cock. And if he had to leave a book from out some dusty hidden nook, a fly with patience and with grace would sit for hours and mark the place. Now, isn't that super cool, isn't it? And the woman was saying that Saint Mochua, so you're talking 700, go back to 700, right? And that he came as a hermit, as a hermit monk, right? So, wow. Isn't that lovely? Look, it's only a depiction of it. Pre-Christian crosses. So the cross here is depicted on a pre-Christian cross and is based on a find in Kildare. It is dedicated to the sun god Sol. Many pagan practices revolved around the worship of the sun, and Sol was associated with many other pre-Christian religions from around the world. Wow. And then, so look, this is here, look, Timahoe Heritage Site, Monastic Order. The exact orders of monks that flourished in Timahoe followed on from the initial settlement founded by Saint Mochua is unknown. However, we do know from excellent sources such as the Annals of the Four Masters and Hadcock's and Gwyn's medieval religious houses in Ireland that a monastic community did exist and a number of bishops and abbots died here. Wow. The last monks at Timahoe, we know that the last monks at Timahoe, similar to those depicted here, were murdered by Hewson and Reynolds on their rampage through Laois during Cromwell's invasion in the 1650s. They were murdered on the road of Murder, the laneway leading to the Esker on the Stradbally Road. Very, very interesting, my friends. Right, people, she was a lovely woman there. So this particular church here is gone back to 1830, I think she said, or 1820, I forget now. But it looks older, doesn't it? It's lovely. The doorway, notable for its medieval remains, natural history has an important place among the cultural history of Timahoe monastic site. The built environment, including stone walls and buildings, is an important habitat, providing food and shelter for native species. So Dick for Brains Oliver Cromwell was down here too, my friends, and you know, burning down monasteries and churches and murdering people. What a dickhead that guy was. An absolute plonker. Amazing history here, my friends. A monastery, what do you say, going back to the 700? I think 700 AD, right? Amazing. And another beautiful village. I was just asking that woman in the church there, whatever you call it, the tourist place it is now, right? Is she getting many visitors? She says not now, but after St. Patrick's Day, when it gets warmer, they get an awful lot of foreign tourists because hi. Yeah, people just stop filming there. There's loads of kids there with their teachers. Yeah, she says they get a lot of foreign tourists. They come in coaches down to visit here. But I'm seriously impressed by that round tower. It's fabulous. Look, happy St. Patrick's Day. A Ramsbottom pub and bar closed there at the minute. Isn't it nice, isn't it? Just lovely along here now. The Horsebox Diner. I wonder when does he open up? So you can get a Blondie burger, half pounder for €8. A Clonakilty pudding burger for €8. A quarter pounder for €7. A plain one for €4. Chicken for €7. Dynamite hot for €7. Chips, €3. With curry and chips is €6. Garlic and cheese, €6. Sausages, €4. Nuggets, 6, 4. Drinks, €2. Dips, €2. So there you go, my friends. If you want some nice shit food, I don't mean that negatively towards. I'm talking about eating that type of food, if you know what I mean. Because I'm trying not to eat that kind of food. This is lovely down here, I have to say, lovely. There's another pub, look, the Tower Inn. Such a small little village. two pubs in it. Right. What's it saying here? Fossey Mountain Walks. Wow. Wow, so you got two, look, there's Fossey Lower Walk in the green, which is 6 kilometres, and you have Fossey Mountain Walks length 10 kilometres, right? And then you have a link to a Stradbally length 12 kilometre walk in the yellow. So that's that way, or this way. So I don't think I'll do them walks today, my friends. If I remember to come back again, I'll do them. This is an old kind of a pump here or something, look. And they have a Timahoe Escort Reserve looped walk as well. People, this is a lovely little place, isn't it? What do you think? Isn't it cool? Yeah, right, I was really impressed with that round tower, really impressed. Really picturesque as well. The history that's over there, wow, amazing. Right people, I'm going to go on again to another village called Abbeyleix, so stay tuned my friends, stay tuned.
I don't want to feel this good just cause you called last night. I'm not that girl. I don't want to dress up for you and be a toy. I'm not that girl. No, I'm not that girl. You got me just as long as I'm bored. Put your feelings aside, give that wild shot a try. Let's ride. No one does it better. Put your feelings aside, throw yourself out in the night. Let's ride. Let's ride. Break out of your shell, meet me halfway. I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. Make a mess, be a man. If it's hard, pretend. I'm not that girl. No, I'm not that girl. You should know I don't give in till I'm floored. Put your feelings aside, give that wild shot a try. Let's ride. No one does it better. Put your feelings aside, throw yourself out in the night. Let's ride. Let's ride. But I don't wanna be like you. I don't wanna do the things you do. Come this way and ride with me. Ride with me, ride with me. Put your feelings aside, give that wild shot a try. Let's ride. No one does it better. Put your feelings aside, throw yourself out in the night. Let's ride. Let's ride. No, I'm not that girl. No one does it better.
Right people, welcome to Abbeyleix in County Laois, I think it is again. Right, so I'm going down here, I'm looking for a walk actually. A walk through a bog area down here. So stay tuned my friends to see will I find it, okay? Right people, I don't know if this, there has to be, I don't think I'm at the proper entrance of this place here. It's called Killamuck Loop Walk, right? Mad name, isn't it? So I'm just pulling in here, people on the side of the road. And Not going to go too far on this walk, my friends. Don't worry, people. I won't be taking detours into the woods. And if I see fallen trees, I'll be turning back. That's for sure. I learned my lesson from Killamuck, from the psycho Don from Killamuck. Oh, this is lovely. Stream here to the woods. Look. Killamuck, sorry, Bog Loop trailhead, right? So there's two trails you can do here. You do the Collins Bog Loop trailhead, which is 30 minutes, or you can do the Killamuck Bog Loop trailhead, which is 1 hour, 30 minutes. You can go that way. And partly background this. I'm not going to do the 1 hour 30. I'm just going to go a bit of a walk here, and then I want to get back up to the village, right? Lovely, my friends, lovely. This, people, is reminding me of the Girly Bog walk I done in County Meath. I think it's County Meath. Yeah, so something similar. Lovely. Look at this. They're just great. Look at all the. I don't know if that's heather, is it? Looks like heather to me now. Right, people, I'm not going any further because I want to go back into the village or town here of Abbeyleix and just walk around and go for another cup of tea, right? But isn't this another lovely walk now? This is called Killamuck Loop Walk. Again, it's through a bogland, right? And it's beautiful, right? So there's two trails. There's a green trail that'll only take half an hour to walk, and there's the purple trail which takes an hour and a half to walk, right? So you have two choices, my friends, and it's cold here because it said it's 6 degrees centigrade, but it's also beautiful, right? And look, you're out here in nature, right? Forests surrounding me here, farmland in the distance, and yeah. So if you want to check that out, my friends, check it out. Killamuck Loop Walk in Abbeyleix in County, it's either County Carlow or County Laois. I'll put up in a video, my friends. Okay, see us back in Abbeyleix town, okay? Stay tuned, my friends, stay tuned. Right, people, I pulled in the side of the road here on the main street. Let's have a wander around Abbeyleix town here, right? And we get a cup of tea as well. So stay tuned, my friends, okay? Right, people, let's walk down here. I don't know whether I'm south of the town or north of the town. I think I'm south of the town here, right? And we start from down here, okay? Beautiful house here, my friends. Beautiful house. I have no idea, my friends, what this monument here is for, but it's a nice little place here in the town too, isn't it, to sit down. Look, sit down here on the bench and watch the noise and the traffic going by, huh? Look at that beautiful house over there, 2-storey one, stone house. Look, isn't it gorgeous? And the daffodils are lovely. Right. Oh, in memory of Thomas, 3rd Viscount de Vesci, this fountain is erected by a grateful, what's that, tenantry, AD 1878. Right, people, so it says here, look, welcome to Abbeyleix, National Tidy Towns winner, okay? And there's the Circle K across the road if you want to get petrol for your car, or you want to get a coffee break, or, you know, a cup of tea or a sandwich or something, right? And just further down the road there was where I went on that Killamuck loop walk. So I'm sure there's a car park facilities closer than where I was, right? And just over there, people, there's a big hotel, right? We want to stay down this direction, right? So I'm south of the village or town here now. So I'm going to take a little detour to the left here and then walk back up through the main street. So stay tuned, my friends, okay? Right, people, let's go up and have a look at this church up here. Looks nice. The original Church of Ireland parish church for Abbeyleix still stands on the Abbeyleix estate. It is thought to have been built on the foundations of the Cistercian Abbey Church dating back to the 12th century, but there are no remains of this complex above ground now. In 1831, to serve a growing congregation, a new church was consecrated on this site in Tully Row. The initials of the architect John Semple can be seen in stone on the porch. In 1860s, this new church was substantially taken down and a bigger one built. The present building, which we now know as Saint Michael's and All Angels Church, was consecrated in 1865. The architect was Thomas Wyatt, and his initials are also cut in stone outside the porch. The church is dedicated to Saint Michael and All Angels. Blah, blah, blah. Isn't it gas? Look, the bug hotels they have here. Look, for all the different kinds of bugs. It's cool, isn't it? In the green. Look, little kind of hotel type house with stone bricks and different stuff for different creatures to go into. Isn't that a great initiative? The Bug Hotel, my friends. Very good. See across the road, people, look, a huge big house and stables over there, huge, look. Amazing where some people live, isn't it? Love the street lights, people, in this town. Look, aren't they gorgeous? Look at that. It's closed there, my friends, the tea rooms, established in 1983. I wonder is it closed down completely because it's not open there, you know. The Eurospar across the road, Andrew Shell Victualler, that's a, you know what you call it, a butcher shop there, my friends. Look at this here. Pembroke Terrace. These 19th century houses were built for and named after Lady Emma de Vesci, daughter of the 11th Earl of Pembroke, after her marriage to Thomas, the 3rd Viscount de Vesci. This terrace originally housed the post office, the Hibernian Bank, the police barracks and the RIC Inspector's House. So the RIC Inspector's House, my friends, was the Royal Irish Constabulary before Ireland became independent from Britain. So I think you just can't escape when you're walking around the British colonisation of Ireland. It's all around you, you know. Isn't that lovely over there? Look, Bloom's Beauty, look, isn't it gorgeous? It really is. outdoor gift shop, my friends. Isn't it lovely? Look. Look at the window here. Ireland. Rabbits. And the cool red wooden shutters. Is this a pub here? It is, yeah, look. It's not open there at the minute, look. Look at the shenanigans here, people, for St. Patrick's Day. So they won Ireland's tidiest small town in 2023. Laois Federation of Tidy Towns Awards 2022. Wow. I can see why, my friends, because it's beautiful. I have to say, very well kept. That's a lovely shop front, isn't it? Like it's a women's boutique shop. Look, Lady Bella Boutique. Lovely, isn't it? And then across the road in the corner here, you got Benny's Pub. Oh yeah, if you're into pubs, that is. Now here's a cool tourist pub, people, isn't it? Look, J. Bergen. That's definitely a real Irish tourist pub, my friends. Look at that. Another pub, my friends. You won't be stuck for pubs here in Ireland, that's for sure, if you're into pubs. Anthology, look, this is kind of like an antique shop, is it? Wow. No, maybe it's not antiques. Leonard's Bar across the road, another pub over here, people. And you have Sideline Cuts, which is a barber shop over there too. Another monument here to somebody. Abbeyleix post office building over here. Mueller and O'Connell Bakery. I might go in there, my friends, for a cup of tea. I'll see. Right. And you got Tasty Spice over here. Kebabs and burgers and curry and chips. Tasty Spice. No thanks. I won't be going in there, people. That's for sure. Oh, look at this. So you have the red squirrels down here. Wow, cool. Red squirrels are native species to Ireland and some reside at Abbeyleix Bog. Red squirrels were once an endangered species in Ireland due to the arrival of the larger grey squirrel, which outcompeted with the red squirrel for food and territory. They also spread a harmful disease that killed the red squirrel. Squirrels use their tails to help them balance, particularly when climbing trees. Recent conservation efforts have ensured that the red squirrel population has recovered significantly, and Abbeyleix Bog is a conservation site that has allowed them to do so. The protection and conservation of the pine marten, another native species, has decreased the population of grey squirrels. Wow, isn't that great news, isn't it? The red squirrels is thriving down here. I think this is where I was, people. Maybe I'm wrong now. You know, this is the bog I was on. Look, part of it. Right, I think. Yeah. Chinese restaurant, Jade Palace. Mad traffic going through Abbeyleix here, people. I think this is the N80 road that will eventually bring you up towards Dublin, you know what I mean? So as you can see, it's chock-a-block with traffic going through it. There's a place called Daily Dose, gluten-free. It's a gluten and dairy-free cafe. As you can see, people, all of the houses are pretty as hell, aren't they? And very well kept. So you can see why they got the national award for the tidy towns. Very good. I love the, see around the doors, look. The design, lovely. Look at this, isn't it gorgeous? I love that, my friends. Love it. Right, people, so I'm north of the town now, right? Just going to show you this derelict house here, look. I think it's a two-storey derelict house, look. Across this wall. It's amazing to think that people lived in that back in the day, and now there's no one in it at all, just a derelict building. Here is, they're calling it the Heritage House, exhibitions hall. Exhibition halls in here. There's a craft shop and all in it. I see a sign there saying, look, Temptation Chocolates. What a name. Look at the wheelbarrow with the daffodils in it. They're lovely, isn't it? Look. Hello, daffodils. How are you today? Are you well? So this used to be a national school. Look, doesn't say. It just says Abbeyleix North National School, A and D, and it has the Roman numerals up there. Look, MD CCCL XXXV, whatever the hell that is. I do not know, my friends. Look at this lovely poem here, my friends. Look at this. I'll read this to you, okay? Tonduff Killian 2024. The world may never notice if a snowdrop doesn't bloom, or even pause to wonder if the petals fall too soon. But every life that ever forms, or even comes to be, touches the world in some small way for all eternity. It makes me sad as I shed a tear for the life that wasn't to be. I remember well laying you down to rest under the shade of the whitethorn tree. Back in '61, on a cold and moonlit winter's night, I asked myself the question, what is the meaning of life? I'm glad those babies are recognised now. They committed no crime. Those sad dark days are long since past. I'm glad to say I look forward now to telling my wife that everything now is okay. Anonymous. Lovely, isn't it? The north side here now of Abbeyleix, right? So let's go in search of a nice cup of tea to end the day and the vlog, my friends, okay? Look at the lovely little daffodils. And a few other little kind of flowers there too. Isn't it amazing, like, you know, that kind of initiative there and the way it brightens up a place. And look, here is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so look people, see this here. These are, it looks to me like it's the 7 signatories to the Proclamation of Independence that were executed, right? So you have Joseph Plunkett, Thomas MacDonagh, Thomas Clark, Pádraig Pearse, of course, Eamon Ceant, Sean McDermott and James Connolly, right? To commemorate the life of Mary O'Shea Nee MacDonald, midwife of the Rotunda Hospital Dublin in Easter 1916, district nurse and midwife of Abbeyleix 1935 to 1950. Wow. I'll just sit down here for a minute. Yeah. If you look people at the video I done of, what was it? Where was I in that video? Oh yeah, of the Pádraig Pearse Museum. And I show you the book, The Seven, written by, what was her name, Ruth Dudley Edwards or something, right? Well, that book is telling you about the lives of those 7 men there that gave their lives. Well, they were executed for the uprising of 1916, which has led to our freedom, if you want to call it, from British rule, okay, of 800 years. Yeah, so that's those 7 men there on those little stones, you want to call them, you could sit down on there. Yeah, that's lovely. I still can't get used to people, you know, walking somewhere and talking to the GoPro. All the people that would be staring at me in the cars here, on the trucks and the vans and the buses, and people in the town, they're looking at me as if to say, who's that dickhead? Look at that arsehole there, talking to a camera. F-U-C-K them, isn't that right? Right people, I don't know if you can hear me here, but this little cafe here is called Daily Dose. Cool name, isn't it? So I'm after getting the tea and this little kind of a bun thing here, a little bit of ice cream, and if you want gluten-free stuff, just a little cafe to come into here if you're in Abbeyleix on the main street here, okay? Stay tuned, my friends.
Or if you're not picking up the phone yet, then they will give you a ring back.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
No
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Right people, if you're in Abbeyleix, try out that little cafe there called Daily Dose. All gluten-free, my friends. Again, very, very friendly staff. Lovely pot of tea there I had, and that little kind of a bun thing. All gluten-free, my friends. Well people, did you ever see a house so pretty in all your life as that there? Wow. Listen people, that's it from Timahoe Round Tower. I was very, very impressed with the condition of that tower. Very, very well preserved, right? And the little village that it's in is beautiful, right? And here in Abbeyleix, as I said, it's after winning a national, it's a Tidy Towns award, right? I can tell why. It's, again, another very picturesque town, right? So I hope you've enjoyed it, my friends, because I certainly did. So stay tuned, my friends, for the next video. If you liked the video, please give us a like. And if you're new to the channel, please press subscribe. It's free. And as usual, my friends, I've absolutely no idea of where my next video is going to come from, but it's going to come from somewhere. So stay tuned, my friends. And let's go over here to show you, look, I just see a little tractor here, a little Massey Ferguson tractor, look, from 1985. Look at this. Isn't it so cool? Look, isn't that lovely? A 240 it's called, Massey Ferguson 240. Look at the size of it. And a John Deere, look, from 1981. Right, my friends, that's it from Abbeyleix and from Timahoe Round Tower. Take care, my friends, and keep safe. And I'll see you all next Sunday after 5 p.m. Bye.